Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my presentation. I'll be discussing how to fill in the partograph, how to use your partograph. Okay, so I have a sample of the partograph here. Please don't mind the black stuff here. My printer was not doing a good job, so this is why it's coming out dark like this. But however, this is just for teaching purposes, and I hope you grasp the concept of how to fill in the partograph. So we already filled in part of the details of the woman that we need to fill in the partograph. Then we look at parity. Parity, let's say the woman has 2 live children. This is her 3rd pregnancy, so she has 3 pregnancies. You fill in her last LMP, expected date of delivery, and gestation age. Okay, some parthographs have alright, so even this one has rupture of membranes. So the time the membrane is ruptured, you have to write here time and date, and then duration of this is duration of the duration of labor. You also indicate here. Then also you indicate the facility or clinic where the patient has been admitted. So let's begin now. So the first part is where you indicate the fetal heart rate. Now, before using this partograph, you need to know that it is only opened when the woman is in active stage of labor, that is at 4 centimeter dilatation. Okay, if the woman is not yet at 4 centimeters, meaning they are in latent phase, you do not open the partograph. And when you open the partograph, you start recording from the alert line. Okay, you start recording from the alert line. For cervical dilation, you open it from the alert line. You don't open anything else. I'll show you how. Okay, so let's assume our woman was admitted at 5 a.m. in the morning, and she was still in latent phase. Then the next time we do the vaginal exam is at 9 a.m. That's 4 hours after. 4 hours later, we do a vaginal exam and we discover that the cervix has dilated about 5 centimeters, meaning the woman has gone into active phase of labor. So since she's dilated for about 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters is here. Our time is not going to start from here, because if we record our time here 9 a.m., our plotting is going to be somewhere here, which is going to be wrong. Okay, it's going to be wrong. We need to open along this alert line. So our 5 centimeter along this alert line is here, so this is where we're going to plot our 5 centimeter. So our time is going to be registered here. So 9 a.m. is going to be there. So at 9 a.m. we have started, we have opened the partograph. So we are saying the dilation is at 9 centimeters. The descent is at, the fetal head descent is 3/5. So we know the 5 is here, 4, 3 is here. So 3/5 is here, so we put up a cross there. Okay, we have started. So we start recording everything this side. At this same time, we did the fetal heart rate. Let's say it's at 120. Okay, 120. Now, if you take a look at this part of the fetal well-being, there are these dark lines here. For some parthographs, it's at 100. This lower part, the lower dark line, is at 100. For some parthographs, it starts at 120. It depends anyway with what theories they are using. But the normal fetal heart rate ranges from 100 to 180, somewhere there, to 180 for some books. Okay, that's the normal fetal heart rate. But for this one, it's ranging from 120 to 160. So we start recording. Let's say it's at 120. We put our dot there. For pulse, for heart rate, fetal heart rate, you just put dots like that. Then we also indicate the color of this one is not labeled, but this one is supposed to form amniotic fluid. This row for amniotic fluid. Then the bottom one is supposed to be for mouthing. Okay, so amniotic fluid and mouthing. So you assess or observe the color of the amniotic fluid. If it's clear, so we are going to write clear here. You have to see how I'm recording. Mouthing, there is no mouthing, therefore I'll just put an O or a dash, indicating that there is no mouthing at all. Then here I've already filled in. Let's go to contractions. Okay, so contractions, we say contractions, there were 4 moderate contractions at 9 a.m. Okay, 4 contractions lasting 35 seconds each in 10 minutes. So we are going to plot 4 contractions lasting 35 seconds each in 10 minutes. Those are moderate contractions. So we're going to plot here. You just put dashes like that. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. They have to be 4. Anyway, we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. This partograph has been modified, too modified. Anyway, let me make 5 of them like that. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 contractions in 10 minutes. So we have 4 contractions in 10 minutes. Contractions, we're going to be taking them every 30 minutes. So every after 30 minutes we assess contractions, we assess fetal heart rate, we also assess maternal pulse every 30 minutes. So for maternal pulse, we say along the same line, maternal pulse, we say okay, maternal pulse was at 120 as well. So we put a dot here, 120. Blood pressure, if blood pressure is at let's say 110 to 70, we are going to label 110 to 70 here. So 110 is somewhere here, so we put an arrow there. 70 is somewhere here. Okay, so we connect this one with a hard line, not dotted line. Okay, so you haven't been showing. So 110, this is how you label. For maternal blood pressure and pulse, we have labeled at 120 like that. So every 30 minutes we'll be taking pulse. Also for maternal pulse, it's okay, 30 minutes, it's gone to 100, maintaining 100. Every 30 minutes we do that. Every 30 minutes we'll be checking the contractions. Also they are mild every 30 minutes. The next time we will do the vaginal exam is after 4 hours. So at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 4 hours later from 9 is going to be at 13 p.m. 1 p.m. or 13 hours. So it's going to be there. So at 13 hours, it's along this line, we will do the vaginal exam. But before the next vaginal examination, we're going to be observing contractions, maternal pulse, and fetal heart rate. So let's say we also took temperature at this same stage. We took the temperature of the mother and it was at 35 or 36.7. you label there, indicate. Okay, the boxes are too small. Respirations, you have to count the respirations, 23. Amount of urine, you need to label the amount of urine there. If it's 200, you label 200. Protein, if it was present, you have to label present. If it's not present, just put a dash on nil. Acetone, if not present, put a dash. Glucose, that's when you analyze the urine. Okay, so urine analysis can be done every after 3 hours as well. Yes, urine analysis can be done every after 3 hours. It's okay. Alright, so fetal pulse, fetal heart rate also, we say every 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes, that's before you do another vaginal examination. We need to do this. Okay. 13 ways, 13 is here. Good. So at 13 we also took fetal heart rate. For temperature, you have to indicate every after 2 hours. So 2 hours later you take temperature. So 2 hours later from here it's 1, 2. So it's going to be along this line. We write the temperature there. Let's say it's at 37. The respirations at 21 and all that. Okay, that's maternal vital signs. Blood pressure, we're going to take it every after 3 hours as well. So we also label the blood pressure along in this same and at the same time after 3 hours. So you put blood pressure like that. Pulse we also continue since it's not yet 4 hours, so up to the time is going to be 4 hours. Okay, so now for contractions we continue. So let's say okay, the next time we take the contractions become they become strong contractions, and there are 4 of them in 10 minutes. So we have to start shading. You shade completely. 4 contractions, 10 minutes. You shade like that. 4 contractions in 10 minutes. You shade like that. Complete shading. Okay? Complete shading like that. Then let's say contractions, the next time we do, there are 5 contractions and they are all lasting above 45 seconds. Above 45 seconds, that's the strong contractions, and 5 of them within 10 minutes. If contractions begin to, so the uterus must be relaxing between contractions. If it's not relaxing, it's a sign of hypertonicity, and it's dangerous because the uterus might rupture or it may suffocate the infant, because continuous pressure on the cord may lead to lack of blood supply to the unborn child. Okay, so that's at 13. At 13 hours we do the vaginal examination. Sorry, I forgot something also. Before vaginal exam, we have to do we also have to assess for descent of the fetus. Okay, so let's say at 11 a.m. we also observed fetal descent and contractions, of course, and there were strong contractions, yes, and the descent of the fetus is at the descent of the fetus is at 2/5. 2/5 descent of the fetus is here. That's at 11 a.m. So 11 is here, so descent is there. Okay, so we put like that. Then at 1 p.m. for 13 hours, descent goes to 1. Remember, descent you have to observe it or to assess descent by palpating the abdomen. It's not through vaginal examination. Okay, so every after 2 hours you do fetal descent to see how the child is progressing or descending. So at 13 p.m. We again do everything with descent and vaginal examination, and we discover that on vaginal examination the dilation of the uterus is at 10. It's fully dilated. The dilation of the cervix, the dilation of the cervix is at 10 centimeters, fully dilated. Therefore, it's going to be there. Now, I want you to take note of this. So then you draw if it's at 10, you draw a straight line like that, you form a graph, and also you link up these dots, you form a graph like that. Okay. So this is good progress of labor if you check, because this graph is not going along the action line. If it was going along the action line, it was going to be a sign of prolonged labor, or we needed to put in some interventions. Okay. So at this stage we have this graph. Let's say because the cervix is fully dilated, at this moment we are going to ask the woman to start pushing. Obviously the woman will also have that natural urge to push. Okay, and they'll be delivering. So what will happen, so we also connect these dots. What will happen is that whatever we take at this time when the cervix is fully dilated at 13 hours, for contractions we do not have to record them this side. Okay, we do not have to record the contractions because delivery has, the baby is coming, so we may not record this. So you end recording just there. Then we have to close our Partograph because we have gotten all the information that we need, and the baby is delivered at 1:20 p.m., which is 13:20 hours. Okay, 13:20 hours the baby is delivered, so we have to label now. On our Partograph we have to indicate that this delivery was SVD, time at 13:20 p.m. Okay, 13:20 p.m. and live infant, live female infant, birth weight 2.8 kilograms or 2,800 grams. Okay, you've closed your Partograph, you've indicated your information. Now I want you to take a look at this. If we give any drugs, medication, oxytocin, you need to indicate here how much oxytocin you've given. 10 international units. Of course we need to give oxytocin especially when in the third stage of labor. Okay, in the third stage of labor we need to give oxytocin much. Yeah, we have delivered already, so you deliver, you do what, you enter the third stage of labor, but we do not indicate here. Now in case you gave oxytocin when augmenting labor, you need to indicate here. Okay, if you gave any drugs during labor, some antibiotics or fluids, you also need to indicate in these spaces provided. Okay, so this is all about the Partograph, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very helpful tool that can help you to detect any danger signs of delivery. Now let me talk about these two parallel lines, the alert line and the action line. This action line, this alert line, this is where you begin recording from the cervical dilation. So you open your partograph along this line. Okay, so if, for example, if our graph, let me show you on this one, if our graph, since we opened at 5, now let's say the next time we took was 4 hours later, and then instead of going at 10, it was at let's say 7. Okay, so 4 hours later, 4 hours later, it's at 7, it's going to be here. Okay, let's say it's at 6, 4 hours later, it's at 6, it's going to be here, meaning it's going along the alert line. This is a sign that cervical dilation is not taking place, or it's very slow, and it's a danger sign. You need to take action. It's either you need to give some prostaglandins to ripen the cervix to speed up the process of labor, okay, or you need to take other actions. If the membranes are not ruptured, sometimes you need to rupture the membranes, and labor is going to progress faster. Okay, artificial rupturing of membranes. But this simply tells you that you need to take action, intervention, for you to speed up labor, or if you cannot do anything at that facility, refer that person, because that's prolonged labor. Okay, sometimes you also discover that descent there's no descent as well. Okay, the last time we said the descent was at 3/5. The first time it was at 3/5. Then 2 hours later, 2 hours later, it's at the same 3/5. Okay, 4 hours later, it's at 2/5. This is very slow labor. Okay, meaning the graph is going to be like this. This is prolonged labor. As long as we are going along this action line, this cervical dilation will tell you that you need to take action. Don't just sit and wait. Okay, this is why this is very, very important. The next time I'll show you some of the danger signs that you have to look out for when you are using a partograph to assess the well-being of the mother and the child during labor and delivery. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching my video. If you are not yet a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.